Karen. So navigating the financial aspect of college can be overwhelming for many students. Could you share some valuable insights or tips on securing financial aid or scholarships to help ease the burden for those preparing for college?
Yeah, I stumbled across this program just recently, and when I talked to the state about it, they were saying that we were not utilizing this money very well. So here I am trying to spread the word so people take advantage of it. The program is called Cal Kids. Very simply, it is seed money for college savings. The state of California wants kids to start saving for college as early as possible, so the money is there. So when they are ready to go, they can use it for whatever higher education they want. So Cal Kids is offering $500 to any low-income or English language learner child in the state of California.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy, huh?
It is. That's fantastic. For kids who are interested in this program, how can they kickstart the process of qualifying and setting up this type of an account? And what are the initial steps that they should take to get involved?
So it's really nice the way that it works. Every child who goes to a public school in California gets a student identification number. Mm-hmm. And that student identification number is connected to their grades and to where they're attending and also to any other forms that they fill out. So one of the forms everyone gets at the beginning of the school year is a form for free and reduced lunch. Mm-hmm. If you qualify for free and reduced lunch, you qualify for this program.
That is fantastic.
If you have Medi-Cal or if you have food stamps, anybody in those programs qualify for this program.
Great, that's great. Now that we understand the qualifications, could you guide us through the practical steps? I mean, do students need to engage with educators, or what's the process for them to actually initiate and set up their account?
It is probably one of the simplest things I've seen the state of California do yet.
Wow.
You go online and you need to have three things. You need that student identification number. Mm-hmm. You need to know what county you live in. Mm-hmm. And you need to know your child's name. And that's it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now, getting the student identification number might be a little difficult for people. I think that's probably what's causing people not to apply. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, well, where do I get this random weird number? There's a lot of places you can get them. You can look at your child's report card.
Okay.
So if your child is in 5th grade or above and get a regular report card, they're going to have the student identification number on there.
Okay.
If your school has what's often called Parent Square, which is a website where parents get all sort of information from the school, your child's student identification number will also be there.
Great.
And then, of course, you could always call the school and say, hey, I found out about this program, what's my number? Mm-hmm. In addition, I am working to get those numbers from the school sites as well. So if people want to call me directly, I can help them bypass whatever sort of issues they might have in getting the number.
Considering the various options available for obtaining the necessary information, such as the number required, there seem to be multiple avenues, including finding it on the report card. Can you share some insights on the different ways students can access this information?
So you go to calkids.org. Mm-hmm. That's as simple as it is. And there's a place in the upper corner that says register. Mm-hmm. And you go on and it asks you two things. Because there are two ways to get into this program. The first way would be if you just had a baby. So if you have a newborn, mm-hmm. On that page are the newborn things you need to put in.
Oh, great.
Okay. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, it says you have a child who's in 1st grade through 12th grade. And if you have one of those, then that's where you register.
I see.
And so for students in Inyo County, the earlier you can get a child registered, the more money they can make, because what the state does with this $500 that they save for you is they invest it in safe and nice investments that will gain a larger interest rate than just your old regular savings account at a bank. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously we'd like all our 1st graders to go and get their parents to sign up. But if you have a 10th grader and they want to sign up now, or even a 12th grader, and they want, $500 is $500.
It's a lot of money. And when you're saving for college, that could be really helpful.
Exactly. And so, why would you turn down free money?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think the other thing that's super great about this is that you can then connect it to another account that the state has. It is called ScholarShare 529. And that is the email address, the website address, scholarshare529.com. And it is a savings program that will link directly to your CalKids account. So the CalKids money will stay safe, the $500, and be raised up. The ScholarShare account, you can actually make deposits into. And so you can't make deposits into the CalKids account, but the ScholarShare you can. And so if you have an extra $10 in a month, or an extra $25 in a month, or even an extra $100 in a month, that's a great place to put it, because I don't know about you, but when I was working 3 jobs and my kids were young, if something happened, like the washer broke or the dish, or the car broke, I would, be like, oh, this money I was going to set aside for them, I'm going to take and fix my car so I can drive them to school. And so this is a way for that money to go where you want it to go without that sort of, maybe I need to use this money for some other bill that comes along. Yeah. So it's really helpful.
During the holidays, my kids got gift cards. I'm thinking this program would have been a better option for those grandparents to consider.
And I think what people need to recognize is that you can do the free $500 CalKids without having to do the other.
Sure.
If you don't want to go that extra step, you can just get the free money and keep it, and it will increase as your child grows. The other piece we didn't cover was that if you're a foster youth, or maybe a foster parent who has foster youth, or a homeless youth, you are eligible for an additional $500 each.
Oh, wow.
And so for people like that who these children who are in foster homes, the idea that they can come out of their high school years with $1,000 plus whatever interest it's made is huge. And even if they get reunited with their families and go out of foster care, that $500 is still there. No one's going to take it from you. And so it's just an extra added bonus for those people who need a hand.
And why not take advantage of that? I think that's great. We talked about the numbers earlier. How many children are there in Inyo County? Can you share those statistics with me once more?
This is crazy, and for people who know me, I'm not a great math person, but these numbers are shocking to me. There are, according to the records, there are 2,748 kids in Inyo County who qualify, and currently there are only 86 kids who have signed up.
It would be heartbreaking to see that money left on the table when it's there and it's earmarked for them.
And it's earmarked for Inyo County. They know how many we have, and they keep making sure that we have that amount of money ready to go for those kids.
And it's just about as simple as signing up and using that number, going online, and then you graduate, you've got a little bit or a lot of savings available to move you into college. Do funds have to be used for college?
The way that it works is that it can be used for any accredited university or other institution. So, for example, if you want to go to a community college, or you want to go to Wyotech and become a mechanic, right? Any of those accredited institutions, the money can go to. What happens is when you're a 12th grader and you know where you're going to contact CalKids. There's a link to it on the CalKids website, and say, this is where I'm going, here's the place to send the money, and they will directly send the money to your institution. And so before you get a bill from them, it will have taken that whatever money that is off of it.
That bill can be $500 or less, in some cases $1,000 less, because you've signed up for this program.
Right. Well, or who knows how much more. I mean, that's the other thing, is that the sooner you sign up, the better chances are that you'll have a lot. The CalKids website is also super easy to navigate. And so once you have an account, you can go on anytime and say your kid wants to go to the University of Hawaii, and you're like, I can't afford the University of Hawaii. You can go onto the CalKids website and look and see, and be like, oh, wow, look, there's more money in here than I thought there was. Maybe he or she can go.
Yes, because that investment is growing. It is key to sign your kids up as soon as you can, because then they have many more years for their investment to grow.
Yeah, and every kid in Inyo County, from Death Valley as long as they're in a public school.
In a public school.
Right.
And it can be used for trade schools too, which I'm happy to hear.
Oh, yeah. Because we have, especially in Inyo County, we have so many kids who choose that route to go, which is great.
Oh, it is, yeah.
A terrific route to go. Mm-hmm. It can pay for books and tuition and meal plans and housing and all sorts of different things. There's a whole list of them on the CalKids website that show what this money can be used for.
This is truly wonderful. I'll make sure to inform all the parents that I know in Inyo County about this fantastic program. It's great to spread the word and make sure that everyone is aware of the opportunities available for their kids.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you're a grandma, you mentioned grandmas earlier, and this is a program that exists everywhere in California. Mm-hmm. And so if if your kids are in the lower income brackets and your grandkids are in that bracket, then make sure they know about it so that this money can be utilized in the way that it is really the state's way of saying, we want you to go do some higher education. Mm-hmm. Here's some help.
This program is fantastic. It has been a pleasure discussing it. Before we wrap up, is there anything that I might have missed? Are there any important questions that I forgot to ask, which might be valuable for our listeners to know?
I just think the idea that that it is so simple is the real thing we have to stress. I think flyers have gone out in schools when this started in 2022, and my guess is a lot of these hardworking, lower income families are probably like, another
paper,
another thing to do.
Yes,
that takes time and energy, but this does not, which is really great. Yeah. But I do want to make sure people have my number in case they can't reach out to their school and they need some help getting that student identification number. So my number is 760-873 3262, and my extension is 2112.
And for the younger kids, you mentioned newborns and people bringing babies home. Are there income restrictions in that situation as well?
There are income restrictions for that as well.
So if you're low income with a baby,
correct,
sign up for that.
Correct. And all hospitals in California have this paperwork, and so they dole it out to the new parents.
Good.
But again, it's something that, you've got a lot of stuff when you're new parents. I wonder if this is something that you pay attention to.
Yes. So. Yeah. That is fantastic. I want to thank you for coming in today, and I want to thank you for all this information, and I hope everyone gets in touch with you or goes online. Let's not leave any of these funds on the table.
And I have to tell you, I'm in touch with the state, and I told them I'm going to check at the end of January and make sure those numbers are much, much higher. You might be seeing me again in February if those numbers are not high enough.
Yes, come in and let us know how you did, regardless if your numbers are high or low, because I am sure everybody wants an update. Let's see if you can get 2,700 children signed up. Then let's have a party to celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for talking with us. Thanks for all this education. We really appreciate it.